I am on live talking about confusing weight loss advice. So, if you've ever had confusing weight loss advice, I'm going to help you clear out some of the chaos, some of the clutter, some of the confusion. So, welcome to the live. If you're new to me, my name is Coach Steph. I'm a registered dietitian, personal trainer, mindset transformation coach, and I help female perfectionists to beat self sabotage and lose the weight for good inside of the Fit Figure Formula, which is my signature 16-week program where I help you with macros and mindset. So, not only am I giving you the strategy that you need to understand your food, get clear, get clarity, get confidence with what you're eating, and feel really good about it, but also I'm going to be coupling the mindset that you need to really make this a lifestyle. So, if this is something that you're interested in, keep listening. If you have any questions about confusing weight loss advice, there's so much noise out there. And I've been talking to several ladies this week, and a lot of them were saying the same thing. I'm looking up the best diet. I'm trying to find how many calories that I need and what to do, what to eat. And there's so many conflicting ideas, so much advice. And now I'm overwhelmed and I don't know what to do. So today I'm going to help you get really clear on what is going to work for you and to know what that might look like and how to discern what's going to work for you. Because a lot of times when a client comes to me, they've tried a lot of different things and they're starting to get discouraged, thinking like something's wrong with me. I'm broken. Everyone else can do this, but I'm struggling. And I have helped so many clients who felt like I just can't do this. I just can't lose weight. And once we get really clear with coaching and with your nutrition, with your movement, and we start focusing in on your habits, all of a sudden the scale starts to move and you're like, oh my God, yes, I can do this. And so I want to help you have that sentence in your brain. Yes, I can do this because you absolutely can. So I would love for if you have any questions, please drop it in the chat. If you're listening live, if you happen to be watching the replay, you can also ask me any questions about weight loss advice, nutrition, lowering your A1C, anything regarding mindset too. And I would love to help you. So, right now, I wanted to let you guys know that I have a free 30-day mind and body reboot challenge. So, I have never offered this free before. So, this is your opportunity to get some in app coaching with me. So, you're going to download my private coaching app, and I'm going to walk you through every single day of how to really start mending your relationship with food, start taking some habits that are going to help you change your lifestyle, and really working on your mindset. So, this is your chance to get free 30 days. You have actual messaging access with me if you sign up now. So, check out the link in my profile. Check out the link in the show notes if you want that free 30-day coaching opportunity inside of my coaching app. Again, this is going to help you with your relationship with food. Start making some new habits. If you feel like I don't know where to start, this is a fantastic way to start because I'm going to help you with your mindset and your food in a very step by step process that's not overwhelming. And by 30 days, you're going to have completed so much without feeling super overwhelmed. So, check out the show notes or check out the link in my profile to download that app and get started today. So, what I'm talking about today, if you're tuning in, I'm talking about the confusion that happens online when we're searching for stuff and we're like, okay, I want to make some changes. I want to create a new lifestyle, but I don't know where to start. And then you search online and you're like, oh my goodness, I don't know what to do because now I've gotten too much information. So, type in the chat, have you ever Googled how to lose weight and ended up more confused than when you started? Let me know in the chat. Just type a yes or even a no. Have you ever Googled how to lose weight or how to lose belly fat or how to lower my A1C and ended up more confused than when you started? A lot of times we think that information is what we're lacking and that's the reason why we don't have our goal. But sometimes what if you have too much information? You could have too much information, right? So, keto versus counting your calories, fasting versus like small meals throughout the day, weights versus cardio, right? There's so many different philosophies. What do you do when you have all this information and the information has not created a transformation? That's because you are not lacking information. It's the implementation consistently over time that's going to help you create your result. So the thing is, it's not you. You're not broken. You're just bombarded with too much information. So I'm going to help you simplify it right now. The reason why it's so confusing and that why diet advice is so confusing is because when you talk about extremes, whether it is fasting or lose, 15 pounds in this month, when you talk about extremes and like polarizing ideas or a shortcut or a cheat code, those people tend to be pretty loud, and it's controversial, it's polarizing, and it gets a lot of attention, right? And so you have to understand there's a marketing aspect to getting clients, and sometimes you'll hear a lot of really extreme things, and you'll think, "Oh my God, well, this is so possible for me." And sometimes it's at the expense of your metabolism, of your hormones, of your relationship with food. And so you have to understand that the basics works. If you don't get anything out of this podcast episode, is like the basics works. And if you are having to do something extreme, it's probably not going to last very long. And I say this all the time, it does not matter how much weight you can lose if you can't keep that weight off. So sometimes I hear people going on a watermelon fast. You're just eating watermelon. Well, that's great, but not really, because as soon as you start eating regular food, the weight's going to come right back. So what purpose did that actually serve? It doesn't really mean anything. It means that you can eat watermelon and lose weight, which you kind of already knew that, right? But if you're also losing muscle in the process, you won't be able to keep the weight off because you'll be losing more muscle. You'll be decreasing your metabolism. You're going to gain weight on fewer calories later, and then you'll be right back at the start. So if you have been stopping and starting, or starting over, losing the same 15 pounds over and over again, if you're doing these quick fixes, if you are always looking for some kind of supplement or apple cider vinegar or taking a pill or a waist trainer or something outside of doing the basic things, you know that you're looking for a shortcut that's not going to last long. Okay. So the fact of the matter is, if you're thinking about doing something extreme, extreme things are automatically going to be short lived. Okay. So understand that there are marketing tactics that will promise you a quick fix to sell a program, but that's really not going to help you online. So I really need you guys to discern when you're looking at someone to work with or someone to guide you or even just advice online. Is this something that aligns with how I want to live my life? Is this something that's going to give me quick results, but something that I cannot maintain over time? That's really important. Another thing that's really, really important is to understand the audience of the person that you're listening to, right? So you could be on social media and you're listening to someone and they're just telling you what they did and what worked for them. That by no means means that it's going to work for you. They may not even be telling you to do that specific thing. They're just kind of sharing their story. This is what I did. And then maybe if you do it, it'll work for you too. Right. Or you might be listening to an actual coach who their primary audience is bodybuilders who are on a very strict diet. They're eating like chicken with no salt, broccoli with like nothing on it. They're very low fat, and they might be doing these really extreme things for extreme body transformation and body manipulation to be in a fitness competition or some type of performance or athletic competition or program. And here you are. just somebody that wants to, have a flatter stomach and live a lifestyle where you can still like eat out and drink alcohol sometimes. And you're taking this advice as if this person is talking directly to you, and you're trying to do these really extreme things, and the audience that person was talking about isn't even really you. So ask yourself when you're listening to people, who is this person talking to? Are they talking to the average woman who wants to slim down? Are they talking to bodybuilders who are in competition? Are they talking to men who, have a different metabolism and hormonal makeup as women? Like, who is the audience? That's so important. In anything that you do, ask yourself, who is this person actually talking to? So that is going to inform whether or not the information that they are giving is for you or not. Okay. So we really want to ask ourselves, is this sustainable? Is this person actually talking to me? And do they have clients? Have they helped clients who are just like me? Is that the outlier? Is that, is the person who they've helped that is like me? Is that just somebody who happened to join? Or is that the majority of the people that they coach? Okay. For me, my clients are typically 40 plus, want to lose weight, want to lose belly fat. They want a lifestyle and want to stop dieting. They don't want to do extreme things. They don't want restriction. They don't want to have to fast. They want to just live a healthy lifestyle. They want to feel good about their habits. They want to, get leaner, but they're not trying to do a whole bunch of restrictive things because they know that they want to actually enjoy their life and their weekends and their vacations and have some alcohol sometimes without it like impacting their health journey. So think about that. So we want to think about consistency over perfection. We want to think about calories. Calories are important. That's a whole conversation. I can go down the rabbit hole, but we want to think about protein. We want to think about strength training, sleep, stress, mindset, and behavior change over willpower. These are the things that are going to help you the most. I'm going to go over those again. Consistency over perfection. Calories, right? Because if you're eating too many calories, even if you're eating healthy food, you're not going to lose weight. Protein intake, which most of you guys are under eating protein from what I'm seeing. Strength training, sleep, stress, mindset, and behavior change, right? So these are the things that you're going to need for sustainability, for weight loss, especially if you're over 40 and part of my audience or demographic. All right, y'all, let me know if you have any questions. Let me go back and check the chat. All right, I don't see any questions. Y'all drop your questions if you do have any. Okay, so you want to ask yourself these key questions if you are considering joining a program or whether or not to listen to advice that you found online. Number one, can I see myself doing this in 6 months? Is this sound like something that I can continue doing, or does it sound like it's going to be a major change in what I've been doing and not even something that I want to do long term? Ask yourself that question. Number two, does it align with my lifestyle, my preferences, and my values? If you love going to brunch with your friends, intermittent fasting and only eating from like 1 to 7 probably isn't going to help and work with your lifestyle because that's not what you want to do. I have so many clients who come to me who are intermittent fasting just to lose weight. And I'm like, do you want to do that? Because you don't have to do that, right? Intermittent fasting is not a diet. It is just an eating window. You still have to understand what to eat during that window, which is why I like to teach my clients macros, because it doesn't matter what time you eat, guys. It does not matter what time you eat. I know a lot of people are like, I don't eat after 8. I don't eat after 9. I'm like, is that giving you the result that you want? Because you still don't have your result and you're doing all these restrictive things, but you're probably not eating enough throughout the day, which is why you have so many cravings in the evening. And that's probably why you're saying, hey, I'm not going to eat after 8. But it's probably because you haven't eaten enough calories and protein throughout the day. right? And you don't have to do that. So inside of the formula, I teach you how to manage your schedule, eating regimen and timing, and so that you're not having those cravings in the evening. Okay, so you want to ask yourself, can I see myself doing this in 6 months? Does this align with my lifestyle preferences and values? And am I learning how to eat? Am I learning how to move? Am I learning better habits and how to live better? Or am I just following some rules? That is a very key question. If you are just following rules, don't eat after 8, don't eat anything white, don't eat anything that has sugar in it, right? If you're just following a set of rules, that is not a lifestyle, because a lifestyle needs to be flexible. And if you're not learning anything, if you graduate from a program and you still don't know how to put together a plan for yourself because all you were doing was counting points, or all you were doing was following a meal plan that a trainer made up for you or chat GPT made up for you, guess what? That is not going to sustain you, because you still don't know what you're eating. You're still in the dark. You still don't have clarity. You're still confused. Even if you're able to follow this meal plan and it works, once you stop following that meal plan, then what? Right? So that last question is very important. I'm going to say it again. Am I learning how to eat, move, and live better? Are you building better habits? This is a staple inside of the Fit Figure formula. I am teaching you not only how to master your nutrition, which is a lot easier than you think, but also we're building better habits, and I'm teaching you how to think about yourself. Think about your food, think about the scale when it goes up and down, think about your vacations, think about when life happens and you need to refocus instead of feeling like, oh my God, I'm a failure because I keep falling off. I teach you how to manage those moments, right? And that's going to change your entire life. I have a client right now, and I call her the warrior woman because she is going through so much, lots of surgeries, like literal heart surgeries. And this is what she told me last night, told us in our group coaching call last night, that her mindset, because we've been working on her mindset while she's been in the program, not only is she not gaining weight, typically she's had lots of surgery. So she said that typically she's just kind of comfort eating during this time. She's gaining weight because she is going through a lot and she's just eating. But because we've been working on her mindset and she has some strategy, she's way more positive while she's going through these surgeries, and she's been sick, and she has not really been gaining weight. She's actually lost weight, and she's much, much more positive going through a significant life change. And she understands her food. Do you understand how big of a deal that is when you're going through a life situation and you still have goals for your nutrition and for your health, and you're able to maintain and keep going even when your circumstances aren't super positive? That's life changing, right? To feel better during this time, that is life changing. So if you're not learning to be a better version of yourself throughout your process, I would highly recommend that you join the Fit Figure formula, because this is the type of stuff that you're going to learn. You're going to learn how to manage your life, yourself, your emotions so much better, so that when circumstances happen, you'll just be the better version of yourself to be able to handle that. I always say life doesn't get easier. Your weight loss journey doesn't get easier. You just get better. But you have to be working to get better. And if you're just following some rules from a program, you are actually not changing at all. You're just very action focused and tell me what to do and I'll do it. But in the formula, we actually ask ourselves, who do I need to be to create this result? That is what's going to last. That's sustainable. That's lifestyle change. Who do I need to be? That's the work that you're missing. And it's so good, y'all. It's so good. And this is what we do inside of the Fit Figure formula. Okay. So you really want to focus on your core habits, right? Sleep, strength training, the quality of your diet, movement. I have my clients a goal of 7,500 steps or more per day. So you don't have to do 10,000. I don't do 10,000 every day, y'all. Um, Strength training 3 to 4 times. You're not in the gym for no 2 hours, hour at the most, and you're doing things that you love, something that's flexible and not rigid, right? Tracking your progress beyond the scale, right? So you're tracking your strength, your energy, your confidence, your consistency, and you're surrounding yourself with support, like a coach or like community, or getting that accountability. That is what's going to work long term. So if you need accountability inside of the formula, you have 2 opportunities to get coached throughout the week. So Mondays and Thursdays, 7 p.m. CST is when we meet right now. And in between the calls, we also have a community where you can ask questions. We host challenges. Um, I'm going to be checking in on you and seeing like, hey, what help do you need with your macros and your mindset? So if you are an emotional eater, if you have been beating yourself up and you just don't accept yourself and you're just having a hard time throughout your weight loss journey, you're going to have me in your back pocket for 16 weeks. And I'm going to be there every single day and every single step of the way for that accountability, that community, and that support that you have likely been missing. Okay. So that is what's going to work long term. So you just want to ask yourself, is this for me? Is this something that I want to do? If you love fruit, keto ain't for you. Okay. I could never try keto because I love fruit. I don't want to give up my fruit. I don't want to be restricted. I don't want to tell myself like I can't have something. That just makes me want it even more. Maybe I'm just a little hard headed, but you don't have to give up your favorite foods. You don't have to give up um, things that you like to eat. You just have to understand it, get clarity around it. And I think that macros is the way to do that because you can clearly see what you can fit in and what you cannot. I just did a training on macros 101. This should be a podcast episode as well. And when you understand your macros, y'all go back and check out the podcast and listen to that episode. When you understand your macros, when you have that donut or when you have ice cream, etc., whatever your thing is, it could make you feel really guilty if you don't have clarity on like what that did to your calories and your protein intake throughout the day. But when you can see it clearly and you understand how to master your macros, you're like, oh, okay, I actually can plan in this treat without it messing up my numbers, right? So again, you want to just make sure that you're asking yourself, who is the audience? Is this something that I can see myself doing long term, at least 6 months out or longer? Because obviously we want this to be a lifestyle, right? Is this something that feels really hard? Does it feel restrictive or is it flexible? So there's more than one right. Sorry, y'all. There's more than one right way to do anything. So you really have to have that relationship with yourself to ask, what do I want and how do I want to live my life? That's where you need to start. And then if you're looking for help, if you're looking for a program, you need to be asking yourself, based on my lifestyle and what I would like to do, is this person talking to me? Is what this person teaches and coaches on, can I see myself doing that long term? That's going to cut out like 80 or 90% of the people that are telling you to do really extreme things and not really giving you personalized advice. So inside of the Fit Bigger formula, I give you your own personalized macros created for you by a registered dietitian, me. And I'm not giving you a cookie cutter like everybody do the same thing. I'm giving you guidance, but you are filling in the actual foods that you like with my guidance so that you're actually learning along the way. And so when you get done with the Fit Figure formula, you're going to understand your food. You're going to have more confidence. You're going to feel like a boss because you understand your food and you're not going to be scared to eat anymore. Okay. So if you need help, I want you to reach out. You can go to the show notes and book a call with me. This is a no pressure call. It's going to help you to understand more about how I coach, but also understand more about um, the Fit Figure formula, how I help my clients. I'm going to get to know you a little bit better as well. Again, if you want to check out the 30-day mind and body reboot, this is like a perfect start for you. If you are confused and don't know where to start, this is like a gentle step-by-step guidance inside of my coaching app that's going to help you start healing your relationship with food and fitness. It's going to help you work on your mindset as well. You'll have messaging access to me inside of the app. So if you are struggling and you're just not quite sure what to do next, I highly recommend the 30-day mind and body reboot. So check that out in the show notes. Let me check on any questions. I don't see any questions. Y'all drop them questions if you need any help or have any questions. I want to give a shout out to my subscribers. So you can become a formula fan. If you've been listening to the Fit Figure Formula podcast and you've been getting nuggets. So I had someone reach out to me on Facebook the other day, and she said, "Hey, I've been doing what you said." Just like, I guess she's been listening to my trainings since January. She said she's lowered her A1C and she's no longer pre-diabetic, y'all. That makes me so happy. I was so excited. This is someone who's not even a client. So imagine being inside the Fit Figure formula if you can take my free content and literally decrease your A1C just by listening. So if you're getting information that's valuable to you, consider becoming a formula fan. You can go to the show notes and there's an option there for a subscription. Basically, you're supporting the podcast. There's a option for $3 to $10 of subscription that just helps with the cost of producing the podcast, and I will give you a shout out. So I have already shouted out my client Jenny. And then I also have another former client, Sasha, who became a subscriber as well. So I really appreciate my formula fans. I'm looking to get more support so that I can continue to bring you guys great content in terms of your macros and mindset here on the Fit Figure Formula podcast. So thank you, Sasha. Thank you, Jenny. I really appreciate it. If you want to become a formula fan, head to the link in the show notes and you can become a formula fan with the link that is provided. All right. I hope you guys have a great day. Make sure that you are in control of your own health journey. If you have questions, you can reach out to me on social media. I'll be happy to answer any questions. And I want to see your application to join the Fit Figure Formula. Enrollment is coming up soon. So if you have any questions, make sure you reach out and you are ready when the doors open. Okay. So I cannot wait to see your application come through, and I'll see you guys on the next one.